Hi, my name is Pop. I'm making a video in Ubuntu Basics showing a tip on how you can add chapter names and chapter numbers to EPUBs and MOBIs. You can add chapter names and chapter numbers, of course, very easily to PDF files and to ODT files in LibreOffice Writer. And I have a prior video that shows how to do that, but they don't carry over to MOBI or EPUB, whether you use Writer to EPUB right here or whether you use Calibre. And I'll just show you a simple trick how you can do that. To explain further, in case you are lost, I want to point out that right here I'm on chapter number 236, and these are automatically numbering. And across here is what I have typed in on heading 1. And I can go to look at my navigator by hitting F5, and I can jump to any chapter by tapping it, and now I'm in chapter 241. But when you make an EPUB, although you're going to have the text, you're not going to have the chapter number nor the word chapter or anything that you write in there. Now, right where the cursor is, that's what I wrote in on this line. But in the prior video, I showed how you can add in on outline numbering the word chapter or not. And in this case, I don't have any words. I just have got the number. And you'll have to go to the other video to see that. But what I'm going to show you here is that when you create a PDF file, and I'm just going to get out of the ODT file here, and now I've got PDF. The PDF file does show the chapter numbers, and it also shows the chapter names. But if you're going to make an EPUB or a MOBI, usually when you create it, it's going to show the text that you write in, but it doesn't in the table of contents put in chapter and then 1, 2, and 3 and so forth. But you can do it with a trick. And let me close this. And here's the same thing. And in this table of contents, you can see I have put in the chapter numbers, and they'll show in for the reader. And if you've got something with a lot of chapter numbers, like here I've got, whoa, it goes right on up there, close to 250. And it's a very simple method, and I'm going to show you a dummy file. This is heading 1 corresponding to control 1, and I wrote in the word John. That's the name of this chapter. This would be text underneath the chapter, and I don't have anything in there. And this is heading 2, and heading 2 I made yellow just for clarity, and that corresponds to control 2, and I wrote in Ralph. And then this is heading 3 down here, control 3. And to clarify, let me go to Tools, and I will show you what is in outline numbering. And in this instance, in level 1, I've got those as 1, 2, and 3, and here it shows it as a 1. If I were to change that to ABC, it would immediately change to A. But convention makes you use 1, 2, and 3, or if you want to, just nothing. But the whole point of this video is to show you how you can add something. And then I put in the word chapter, and then after the word chapter, this is important, I put in a space, and you have to put in at least one space, otherwise the one will run on. And here I've got after the word chapter, and you have to just fuss with that. Here I've got A, B, C on the subchapter, and since I'm showing sub-levels, it's going to say not only chapter 1 but sub-level A. And then in sub I wrote in sub-chapter, and it says to show all 3 levels, so it's going to show 1A I, because these are I. I just wanted to go over that again and explain it. Now, if you create an EPUB out of this, it's only going to show John, Ralph, and Edward. It will not show chapter 1, subchapter 1A, subchapter 1AI. And I'll just go ahead and make one. And all you have to do is tap it, and let me get out of that. I think I have to move this up into the top right corner to do this. I'm tapping it, and I'm going to say OK, and it's going to take about 10 seconds, and it's going to make an EPUB. It'll tell me when it's done. It does a whole bunch of preliminary stuff. This is just a big macro a guy wrote, and it's really good. It's still thinking. 13 seconds. Okay. Now, oh, it says I've got an error. I hope this is okay. Let me move this over, and let's open up the EPUB. And if all is well, that EPUB is going to say John, Ralph, and Edward, but not chapter 1, not subchapter 1A, and so on. This EPUB viewer takes a long time to load. It's the one that comes with Calibre, and it's a really good one. I've also got FB Reader. It's a really good one too. There's John, Ralph, and Edward, but no chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. So I'm going to zap this, move to trash. Now here's the trick, and it's not much of a trick, and sometimes the magic works and sometimes it doesn't. I'm saving it as, guess what, HTML. And let's just differentiate the name a little bit, and I'll put an X on the end. And in format, it defaults to ODT, but I'm going to go down to HTML. And when I say save, it's going to say, hey, you can't do that, but I'm going to do it anyway. And I think I've saved it. Just to make sure it doesn't get glitchy, I'm going to close this and open it again. And that's because there's something going on with Linux. I don't know what it is. Linux sometimes stumbles. I guess it's Linux, I don't know. Okay, we've got it. Now, this time, I'm going to go writer to EPUB. Oh, I forgot. I have to view it over here because I'm enlarging. And it'll take about 10 seconds. If you have a long file, it'll take a minute or two. Now I'm going to close it. I've got my fingers crossed because sometimes this doesn't work. It takes a long time to load. Probably I've got so much junk on my computer. I don't know what. I've got more junk than anybody. Here's my ebook. Shazam! Now it says Chapter 1, John, Subchapter, and Subchapter. And that is how you do it. And I was looking in my crystal ball, and my crystal ball, which is sometimes very fuzzy, says that in the future, LibreOffice.org Writer will probably have a quick method where with one click you can convert your ODT file into EPUB and MOBI. Well, it already has EPUB. How about MOBI? MOBI is what is used by Amazon and the Kindle. Well, that's pretty much all I got. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this was helpful to somebody. My name is Pop. I've got about 100 YouTube videos called Ubuntu Basics, and I thank you very, very much.